We are on our way to the Stairways to Heaven hiking circuit in Ras Al Khaimah Emirate of the UAE. This is one of the hardest and most famous hiking circuit in the whole UAE. We reached there by 6 am in the morning and we started our hike by 6:15. This trail is around 22 kilometers and it takes around 10 hours to finish the whole circuit. This hike can be divided into 6 parts. The first part is the walk through the Wadi, which we have just finished. The second part is the ascent to the stairways. The third part is the stairways. The fourth part is walk to the village. The fifth part is descent from the village to the Wadi. And the last part is the walk through the Wadi again. Now we are on the second phase of our hike. Here we are following the markings made by previous hikers to the stairways. The first part of the hike is the easiest, as it is a long walk through the Wadi for almost 1 hour until you find a big rock showing the stairways to heaven. If it is your first time in the Wadi, I would highly recommend you to have an offline map or come with an experienced hiker who have been in the Wadi before. To find the second phase of the Wadi, which is the way to the stairways, is a bit tricky and you have to follow exactly the markings made by previous hikers. We have almost finished the second phase of the hike and you can find the stairways on the right side. Here we are going to start the most important and the toughest part of our hike. Here we have to go up for almost 1 kilometer through the stairs. You don't need any special equipments or rope in order to complete this hike, but you have to be physically fit and you should not be afraid of height. This hike can be a real test of your strength, endurance and patience. Many times you have to climb through the rocks, you have to walk through the cliffs, and there are times you don't really understand the route and you have to figure it out. So, like I said before, it is better you come with an experienced person who have done this hike before. This is my second time doing this hike. During my first time I did it alone and I don't think that was a good idea. You have to also keep in mind you have to carry at least 3 to 4 liters of water and some food items. The hike is quite demanding and there will be points where you will get really thirsty and hungry. You have to wear good quality hiking boots as there are so many pointed rocks all over the way. Once you finish the first part of the hike, there is no proper places to sit and rest until you reach the top of the stairways. So you have to make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated from time to time. One of the most important thing about the Stairways to Heaven is it is a cross-country hike. As you hike the stairways, you will be reaching Oman and then you have to walk back from Oman to UAE. And you will see a stone at some part of the hike mentioning Oman. During the walk through the stairways, I had to be really careful as some of the stones were moving and there were some areas where you are quite exposed. Even though the stairway is one of the toughest part of this hike, after completing the stairways, you have to walk for almost 12 kilometers to reach the village. That walk can be a real test of your patience. Now I have almost hiked more than 80% of the stairways and very soon I will be on the top.
അതാണോ ടോപ്പ്?
So now I'm doing the last bit of the stairways and I'm almost there at the top. I was quite excited to be on the top of the stairways again. At the top of the stairways on this plateau you will find this small Omani village, but this is not our final destination. Our final destination is a small village in UAE side of the hike, which is another 12 kilometers from this part. Now I'm doing the fourth part of the hike, which is in fact the longest part of the hike. After walking for 2 to 3 hours, I have finally reached my final destination, which is the Heaven, or the village in the UAE side. This place was so beautiful, I felt all the effort I put was worth. This gentleman was taking care of the place and he has offered us some tea. We took the tea and took some good rest, and then we started the fifth part of the hike, which is the descent to the Wadi. In this part of the hike, we were going down all the time in a well-laid path with proper areas to sit and rest. This part of the hike was quite easy as it was going down all the time, but there were some steep areas, so I had to use my hiking pole. After walking for some time, we reached an area which is called the balconies. After going down for 1 to 2 hours, we have reached the bottom of the Wadi. From there, we had to do the last part of the hike, which is walking back to the starting point where we have parked the car. It took us almost 10 to 11 hours to finish the whole hike, and it was a wonderful experience, and I would say this was one of the best hiking circuit I have done in the whole UAE. Thank you very much for watching the video.